Good morning, everybody. My name is Jody. My husband David John and I have a small farm in the panhandle of North Idaho. These are our stories and adventures. So welcome to Moose Flats Farm. And I have gotten all of my technical difficulties figured out. Part of the problem was the reason the last video looked so psychedelic was I bought too new of a editing program for my CPU. So I found my old program, reloaded that on the computer, and knock on wood, everything is working good. So I thought today we could just go around, give the birds some scraps, and kind of get you caught up to what's been going on this last month, because even though filming stopped, the farm kept going. So we're going to start over with the pond back a bunch of years ago, and it is a very blustery day, so hopefully the wind's not going to be too loud. Long time ago, before we got the perimeter fence around the property, we used to have moose come in, especially this mama moose and her babies, and they would always make a pit stop at the koi pond, and in the process of doing that, they have punched a couple different holes in them. We've patched them, and about every 2 years one of the patches give away, and unfortunately that happened this winter. So the koi pond is down about 1.5 feet from where it should be, but the hole is somewhere along that edge of the pond. And we've got patch material on order because the stuff we have is a little bit old. So hopefully we'll be able to get that on video showing you how to repair a rubber pond liner. The little flower bed in front of the house, even though it needs to get raked out, it's got tulips and daffodils coming up in it, and one of the stilbies right there starting to pop up. So let's grab all our stuff and go up to the greenhouse, and I'll show you what it's looking like. So I can kind of see what's going on in there through the window, so let's go inside. So I'll grab the camera and take you around and show you, but I have brought out all of the brassicas. We don't have the heater going on in here yet, so it is a little bit of a gamble, but the seed shed was just getting too hot for the brassicas. Some of the flowers I've brought out, it's just too humid in there. And just getting it as sealed up as well as we did between last year or 2 years ago and this year, it just really stays really humid in there. So let's go around and show you what it looks like in here. So over on the center table, I've got my marigolds and the zinnias in the back, the bachelor buttons and snapdragons, and like I said, they're looking a little rough because of all the humidity, but brought out all the mini roses, and those guys were really struggling. And the strawberries in the bag of strawberries, for the most part, are doing good. A couple of them look like they did die back, but the rest of them look really good. Over here, I did pick up this hybrid rose tea. It's Black Baccara, and it's just this blood red rose. I'm hoping it survives and looks as cool in life as on the picture. But I got some more blackberry plants, and those were true bear roots. And then down here we have some of the cabbages and broccolis. They did get hit a little bit, but not too bad. Nothing on the columbine or milkweed that I cold stratified. These are a couple of the extra strawberries from the bag of strawberries. And that's the newest thing of columbine. I just brought it out the other day. Got the sickly looking blackberries in here. And then more of the brassicas. And I did bring out the evening primrose. And I did get on the hoop house the door covered in plastic, so here probably later this week we're gonna be working on in there getting those beds ready, and we can get the carrots and the beets planted. But so let's go to the chicken coop and show you a couple developments in there. So we do have two exciting things in here. Do we want to start in the brooder? Yeah, let's start there, and then I'll show you what David John did for me on the chicken coop side. So I did this morning get next year's, or the new flock of baby chicks, and they're all doing really good. Gonna get the camera on the tripod and I'll show you what I got and kind of the reason why I picked what I did this year. So I ordered from Murray McMurray this year, all of these except for 4 that are the Midnight Magnificent Marans I got from North 40. So what I got is I ordered the, flip this out to make sure the camera focuses. There we go. I got the Belfielder, which are these little guys. These are the hens. And these are an auto-sexing breed, so the hens have the little like squirrely marks on them. If they were male, they'd be all a light color. And then the other Moran I got is the Kaku, which is kind of a barred rocky looking one. Which is this little guy right here. And these ones really don't have any combs. So the purpose of the Morans in this, because I'm going more for egg laying this year, is the dark brown eggs. Where? Other one I got is the salmon Faverolles. There's the kind of picture of them. Which are these cute little, yeah. And this one's got a little goobery eye that I've been washing, trying to get it to stay open. But they've got feathered feet and an extra toe. And the main reason I went with that breed, the Salmon Faverolles, is because they have a tendency to be broody. And to be self-sufficient, you have to have hens that are sitting on eggs. And the last one I got is the Blue Andalusian. And that's because the rooster that's going to be over this flock is my Blue Andalusian rooster. So here's one of the Blue Andalusian babies, a little white one. And then they also come in the dark blue slate color. And this is one of the, and I keep forgetting it, the Midnight Majestic Marron. These are ones that we got from North 40. So these ones, when they grow up, are going to be all black. And they've got little tufts on their feet. Yes, you're a cutie. But I did lose 2 during shipping. Hopefully no more. But the chickens are really interested about what's going on in here. So let's go and see what David John did for me on the adult side of the chicken coop. This one wanted to come and say hi. Pretty little Belfielder. Yeah. So I should explain how I have the brooder set up. So I do have the heat light, their water dish, the food dish, and I do have the hover brooder. They've been mostly under the heat light. Some of them have gone under the hover brooder. Even though the heat lights are controversial, because this is not a completely draft-free environment for them. The hover brooder works better like if they were in the garage or in the house where it would be completely draft-free. Hi, little ones. Come over to see me. So on my side, because we did take all the plastic and everything down on the brooder and got that kind of cleaned out, and I did completely fence in where that door was. So I needed a door. So David John got a doorway into the back side of my side of the shed. Like my little signs. Doorknob and everything. And to get this so it makes it functional that I can get through here, let me shut the door. This roost used to go all the way across to here. We did trim that out and added this cherry tone shelf for them. And I got some scraps for them. But here comes Sultan. He's doing really good. So I still have this door here for being able to get in here and collect eggs, which I'm going to have to do this afternoon once they get all done laying. Other side of the chickens eating their snack. Snowman and a couple girls. I have to get out here also this week and work on getting the Muscovy pen kind of cleaned up. But their pond has completely unthawed. And it's on the list to get done this week is drain it down and clean it out, but they're happy to have a pond to swim in. Got some cabbage up for them. They're not as much of the green eaters as everybody else. A couple of them are checking it out, going, "Oh, this is good stuff, Mom." So let's go check out the goose pen. I've got some cabbage for them, so hopefully they'll be quiet and show you what's going on in their house. But in here, the duck experiment with the goose eggs was a no-go. Her eggs just started exploding, so kicked her out, cleaned that out. Now have another goose going broody in that nest box. And one, actually there's two in that one. But we did go through and build them for Emmy. 4 more nest boxes that they're not using any of them. So I'm half debating just culling this one nest box, covering it, and forcing them to go to the other nest boxes, because what's happening, Emmy, is they're kicking eggs out. Ow, don't fight me. You're such a silly goose. But in the turkey pen, Doesn't look like much is going on in here, but if you look over here in this corner, I've got a turkey sitting on eggs. And that is the 2-year-old one that's blind in the one eye. She didn't want to go in the nest boxes. She made her own nest, so I put down a bunch of hay for her, and her one sister have been laying there. So have no idea how many eggs are underneath her. So I'm gonna go around and get my stuff policed up and no. Actually, I want to show you another spot before we go down towards the seed shed and the gardens themselves. So over here behind or in front of the turkey pen, we've been getting the lawn and the garden beds or flower beds raked up because we're going to be planting our blackberries and potatoes here. So what we're going to do is all this yard waste and everything we're just going to put there, and then we're going to burn it for potash to help amend that soil. So I'm going to grab my stuff and I'll meet you guys down at the seed shed. So up here in the seed shed, basically all we have left is our peppers, the stevia, rosemary, cupid darts, and echinacea. Show you what these guys are looking like. So on the cupid dart, it was kind of hit or miss on germinating, and kind of the same on the echinacea. The little rosemaries are starting to take off. I have to prune back the stevia to go a little bushy. But the peppers are desperately in the need to be transplanted, which is on the docket to do in the next day or so. But I did, like on this Anaheim here, I have reseeded it. Same there, some more little Anaheims coming in. So when we go to transplant, we'll just carefully pull the bigger plants out and leave the baby ones just to get a little bit bigger. Some sweet peppers over here. Down here, the cannery bells and butterfly flower. They're slowly working their way up. The rest of the peppers we get a transplant. But the Christmas cactus that we started looks like it's doing good. It's even trying to force flowers, which I should actually pinch off. But like you can see new growth on that one and some on that one there. So those are looking all good. Let's go out. Oh, and I have started filling the seed trays for the tomatoes. Don't have enough of those cells to plant all my tomatoes, until I get the peppers transplanted, so it's kind of the cart before the horse, but at least I can get a few of the tomatoes started until we get these peppers transplanted. So let's go out and take a look at what the garden looks like here at the end of March. So as you see, the snow on this part of the garden is all gone. Let's go in and see what kind of work we've got to do in here. Definitely have to be raking the walkways of all the debris and getting the beds and getting where the vole has dug up along the edge of the planter box. But the little pansies, other than being smashed, are looking good. The roses are also kind of smashed, but hopefully they'll come out of it. Same thing over here in this little perennial spot. But I don't know if my big climbing rose has made it. All its canes are dark, nothing green. Nothing green or pink coming on it, so we'll just have to wait and see on that one. These ones do have some green canes down in there and some pink buds coming on. Same with this one here, but this whole bed needs to get weeded and the pine needles raked out of it, all underneath the apple trees. I need to sooner than later get out here and get all this old chive stuff removed, because underneath there I've got green chives coming up. And it's one of those, if you leave that stuff there and the chives grow up through it, when you go to cut your chives out, you'll have dead vegetation that you have to dig out. But the big boxes are pretty much thawed, or at least no snow on them. The weeping pussy willow actually only wound up with damage on one spot that I will have to prune out. Have to go through and kind of clean up this strawberry bed. And this is why the brassicas are in the greenhouse instead of outside. Still waiting for these icebergs to thaw. My little shade garden needs to get cleaned up, but I do have a daylily starting to poke up through. Need to clean up this oregano bush. Don't see anything popping up on the garlic, which is probably a good thing since it's still a little chilly. But this year, all those cattle panels are going to get moved down to the other in-ground garden, because I just want to kind of change how things are done, where things are planted, just to do a little of a trying not to slip on the ice. Trying to do a little bit of a rotation on them. And to be honest, I really want to be out here cleaning this stuff up. But even though it's like 47 with the wind blowing, it is cold. The roses out here are all black and dark. A little bit of green down below. And all of those ones look black and dark. So hopefully they haven't completely died back, but I do have some to replace them. But really want all my roses to come back. Maybe next year, especially on my hybrid ones, definitely need to remember to get some mulch around them to help protect them in the winter. So this is where I'm going to end today's video. I hope you have a good day and a good week, and we'll be back with the next adventure. Bye for now.